This is section 3.2, part 3. Kind of ran out of time last time, so let's finish up the section with part 3, application problems with systems of equations. Suppose you have a sporting goods store and it receives a shipment of 124 golf bags. The shipment includes two types of bags. We have full-size and collapsible. The full-size bags cost $38.50 each. In other words, it's $38.50 per bag. It's important to know that when it says each or per bag, this makes it a rate. And you need to know that because a rate always gets multiplied times a variable. Collapsible bags cost $22.50 each or per bag. This is also a rate. We have two different rates for two different types of bags. The bill for the shipment is $3,430. How many of each type? All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to write two equations. One of the equations is going to be amount, the number of bags. The number of bags is equal to the total number of golf bags in the shipment. One equation is always amount plus different amount is equal to the total number that you have. Your other equation is always going to be some sort of rate times the number plus rate times the number is equal to cost. I don't think you're going to have a problem where it doesn't deal with money. Okay, so it's going to be a cost. All right, so we're going to call the full-size bags F, the collapsible bags C. We know that we have 124 bags total. The rate for the full-size bags, $38.50. The rate for the collapsible bags, $22.50, and the total cost of the shipment. This is just a summary of information that we have from the problem. All right, so actually writing the equations. Remember, this is the amount plus amount is total number of bags. The second equation, this is the rate times the number of full-size bags, rate times the number of collapsible, and this is a cost. This is a money amount. So the $38.50 was money, the $22.50 is money, the $34.30 has to go with the money. So now you have a system of equations. You're going to solve the system. You can either use substitution or you can use linear combination. It doesn't matter. I typically use substitution when working with this when word problems, but it doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want, either method. So what I usually do, since this equation does not have coefficients, what I do is I solve either for F or for C. It doesn't matter. In this particular case, I solve for S by subtracting C from both sides. And since, here we go, right here, this is F, we have to substitute it into the other equation for F. Has to go in parentheses. You do have to distribute. Combine like terms. A calculator is very handy for this. Make sure you grab your calculator because you're going to need it. Subtract the 4774 from each side, and we get this, and divide by -16, and we get C equals 84. Make sure you answer the question. If it asks for the number of collapsible bags, you're done. However, if it asks for the number of full-size bags, or if it asks for both, you have to take your 84 for C and plug it back into the original equation. Plug in 84 and figure out what your F is, and you get 40. Make sure you answer the question. Sometimes I ask for one, sometimes I ask for the other, sometimes I ask for both. All right, let's do an example. Example 11, a health store wants to make trail mix with raisins and granola. The owner mixes granola, which costs $4 per pound. This is a rate. It's going to multiply times a variable. Rates always multiply times a variable. Raisins cost $2 per pound. $2 is going to be a rate, multiplies times a variable. We're going to have a total of 25 pounds of trail mix. How many pounds of raisins should he include if he wants the mixture to cost him a total of $80? I'm only looking for the raisins. I don't care about the granola. Well, I need the granola in order to solve the problem, but the answer is only going to be the pounds of raisins. So we've got pounds of granola. This is amount, okay? So an amount plus the pounds of raisins. This is an amount is equal to the total pounds, which I don't remember. Total pounds is 25. Pounds of granola plus pounds of raisins equals total pounds of 25. Now, the rate times the granola plus the rate times the raisins has to equal a dollar amount. What was the dollar amount? A total cost of $80. All right, so this is the basis for our two equations that we're going to need. Let's call the granola G and the raisins R. We know there's 25 pounds of trail mix. The rate for the granola, I don't recall. Let's go back here. Rate for the granola was $4 per pound. And the rate for the raisins, I believe, was $2 per pound. And the total cost of the trail mix is $80. You're going to have two equations. One of the equations is always going to be amount plus amount is equal to total amount. So G plus R is equal to 25. Your other equation has to have the rates. Remember, this is money. Money plus money is equal to money. But you're not going to do 4 plus 2. Rates always multiply times a variable. So one equation, G plus R equals 25. The other equation, 4G plus 2R is equal to 80. All right, so G plus R is equal to 25. 4G, 2R is equal to 80. Now you have to solve that system. It doesn't matter which method you choose. Use substitution for the last one, so let's do linear combinations for this one. Okay, doesn't matter which we eliminate, the G or the R. Let's eliminate the G. Just randomly picked the G. So if this is a 4 and this is a 1, remember they have to be the opposite number. So I need to turn this number into a 4, but it has to be negative. So I've got 1. I need negative 4. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by negative 4. Okay. And this is a 1, by the way, not a 0, just in case you're wondering. So I need to multiply the top equation by negative 4. Negative 4 times 1g is negative 4g. Negative 4 times r. Negative 4 times 25 gives you negative 100. And the bottom equation I did not have to change. I'm going to add these two equations together. Add them. Negative 4 plus 4, I have 0 g's. Negative 4r plus 2r, negative 2r. Negative 100 plus 80 gives you negative 20. Divide by negative 2. And you get r is equal to 10. Now, let's go back to the original question. What does it say? Does it want the amount of raisins? Does it want the amount of granola? Or does it want it both? So, original question. How many pounds of raisins? I don't care about the granola. I just want the raisins. So that's the R. So I just need to figure out what R is. And I did. So we were dealing with pounds of raisins. and I don't need to worry about the amount for the granola. Sample CCSD questions. I'm not going to go through those. So that is the end of section 3.2, finally after 3 parts, and I apologize for it being so long.